Hey everybody, welcome to the final part of the Batman Returns on Sega CD playthrough. We have our final Batmobile sequence, or should I say, the Bat Skiboat. You remember towards the end of the movie,
level 4 sewer circuit.
Yeah, as he was homing in on the Penguin's home base. Oh, it's locked.
Oh no, my weakness. Locked doors.
Alfred, they're not here. I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. Now,
All right, no access.
Now, Penguin, don't kill any firstborns while I'm gone. No, so you remember towards the end of the movie, Batman was homing in on the Penguin's coordinates, and he had to get there via his Bat Skiboat, which was a really cool thing. It's also one of probably the most endearing moments Batman ever has on the films itself, because there's a sequence where he's in the ski boat and he's going at max speed, and then there's some penguins try to intercept him with missiles, and he has to do like a hard turn to drive on the ceiling and dodge them. And then immediately afterwards, there's a brief moment where he just looks back, where it's like, that just fucking happened. Like I had to dodge penguins for a second. I was like, fuck my life, dude. This is who I am.
Of all the ways I thought this day was gonna go, that wasn't it.
But that said, oh my god, this is the worst level in the game. This is the drizzling shits of Batman Returns on Sega CD, because this is the longest Batmobile or Bat vehicle sequence in the game, and they decided to wrap things up not by blowing up enemies with missiles and shit like that. It is an obstacle course where Batman's going for his Bat license. And he has to drive through all of these pillars, all of these ramps, all of these corridors that we're going to see. This is just the beginning of it, folks. But this stage, on a good pace, goes on for like 17, 18 minutes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, half of this video is this, because there are 6 parts to this stage. Just like any other Batmobile sequence previously, they put 6 of these sons of bitches in here.
I'm getting fucking Battletoads PTSD.
Oh my god! Yeah. Are you talking like the turbo tunnel?
The turbo tunnel.
I never fucking beat that level.
Nobody did. To be fair,
no, I did. But you know what I did? I used fucking emulator save states.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I saw the telltale sign of a blend right there.
Of a blend right there? No. Because I was just I was just reminiscing about the time I beat stage 2 in the Bat Skiboat. Because this is the successful run.
No way was that a blend of a different segment.
Let's give some context to this. So my raw recording of this game from beginning to end was 3.5 hours long.
You only have 25 minutes of footage to show us.
No, there are. So yeah, the entire playthrough itself, from part 1 to the end of part 4, rings at about an hour and 23 minutes, like almost feature-length film. So that was close to 2 hours of dead fucking weight that I had to trim out, and half of it was this fucking stage. I shit you not.
Oh my god!
This stage alone took me an hour to finish.
You just don't see it, and you don't see it soon enough.
Yeah, you don't see it soon enough, and you can't let up on the speed. You might be thinking, can you just maybe pump the gas? Maybe you can slow it down. No, you cannot. You were just
because there's a timer.
You were given just enough time. Strangely enough, or sadly enough, because it kind of goes against my argument, this is the only level where I can justify having a timer, because Batman is rushing to Penguin's headquarters so that he can, he activates the jamming device to stop the Penguins from blowing up the city, but he also has to get the Penguin. No, actually, wait, what am I talking about? Because it's Alfred that jams the signal, and Batman has nothing to, and Alfred has nothing to, and Batman has nothing to do with it. Batman's just trying to get the Penguin's locale, and Penguin doesn't even know he's coming up. So why is there a time limit? Why is there a fucking time limit?
Because penguins.
Also, the sheer amount of length you're going through looks like you're going far beyond Gotham's tunnels. It looks like you're going to Antarctica.
He's going to end up in Metropolis.
We're going to fucking Argentina.
Yeah, he's going to be in Metropolis by the time he finished this.
Or maybe the penguin's fucking with him. He's making him go in a circle when he's none the wiser. he keeps shifting the tracks and shit like that.
My sisters, what are
you motherfucker, I really like that miniature Batmobile. Oh my god, man. But no, dude, like, this stage just keeps going and going and going and going. When you think you're at the end, it goes on for another 5 fucking miles. And this is only part 2 of 6.
And it looks like you're barely making some of those.
And the thing about this is that if you're not pumping the fucking gas, you do have to like rhythmatically tap the acceleration, because otherwise you're gonna get the stuff like this where if you're not able to like get a rhythm. Yeah, no, look how fucking close that was. But if you're not able to get a rhythm down with some of like the real like some of the ramp designs or how close they are together, how condensed they are, you are going to eat shit on hitting the wall because the exit vent is tiny, or you're not going to have enough speed to make the clearance in the first place, which that was like the biggest point of fuck ups for me, was ramps. Especially like I think in this pathway and the pathway in the pathway 5 is where they just throw them all over the fucking place, and you have to accurately aim your fucking boat, which is like trying to aim a fucking boat through a hole. You know, and it's like, man, it just keeps going.
Visually, it's very cool, like what they're trying to do.
No, this does not look visually appealing to me. This fucking looks ugly. The
water
reminds me of a fucking wet scab.
Yeah, it's the frame rate.
Yeah, it's the frame rate. Everything's a very similar color, which, you know, to be fair, it is the sewers. We're aware.
Yeah.
But
where's Color Croc?
It's the sewers, but it's a video game. And I like to enjoy myself when I'm playing a video game. And if I'm not having fun, then was it worth the aesthetical, attention to detail is what I have to ask.
So basically, since he's in a sewer, this level is batshit crazy.
Yes.
This
There's your title for part 4.
There's your title. I can't put a swear in the title. Maybe I can put Bat Sheets for like the convenience store, and everyone in West PA will like, I get that reference. But oh my god, we're only 7 minutes in. There's still 10 minutes of this level left.
Oh no!
I don't know what else to say. So like this is the final like layer of obstacles they're thrown into, like these spiked doors, I guess you could put it in.
What does the sewer system need with spiked doors?
So what does the penguin need with spiked? Oh, it was penguin.
No, you can actually you can answer what penguin needs with what the fuck does Gotham need?
Yeah, was this already here? Is this part of the sewer system?
I'm gonna assume so, because
was it because of the?
I don't know.
I guess the Court of Owls budget was pretty big.
Oh, you see, I'd buy the Court of Owls actually setting this up, but the Court of Owls was like the 25 years after this movie.
Yeah.
So they probably weren't even a wink, like a twinkle in Tim Burton's eye. But Jesus Christ, you guys, like,
we're not owls, we're penguins.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't play the Sega CD version of Batman Returns. I don't think it's a good game. I think it's carried only barely by its score, which you don't need to play the game to listen to. You can just listen to it for yourself.
That
was
seamless.
Like the Batmobile stuff is legit technically impressive, but they overshot their fucking goals, and it just goes on too long. It's tiresome. It's needlessly difficult. I hate this part of the game so much. This is some of the worst shit I've ever experienced in Batman in a video game.
And complaining about talking about the frame rate and stuff, when you consider this is the Sega CD, it's supposed to be more powerful.
Yeah.
This just proves that even when you go all the way back in video games, you still run into the problem of they had more power, but rather than create a smoother, better playing experience, they forced themselves to make something that was supposed to be visually amazing. And they sacrificed gameplay for it. Well, because if you had scaled back some of this and you made everything 60 frames and it was nice and smooth, this would have been probably remembered as some of the best stuff ever.
And granted, like it's heavily dependent on developers and that sort of shit, what they ultimately do with the new technology. Yeah. But this was Sega's MO. Like around this time, like it was like after the Master System and like during the Genesis era, where it was like, oh, we gotta we gotta one up Nintendo every chance we fucking get. So we're gonna make we gotta make a Sega CD add-on that can do FMVs. It's more technically powerful than the Genesis, which is already more powerful than the Nintendo. But then that's not enough. Now we gotta make the 32X, and then we gotta get the run on the Saturn before the PlayStation starts making its rounds. And then the Dreamcast was a thing. You know, this is what they did.
Yeah, Sega's thing was always that they always like to be on the cutting edge at a time with the technology. They weren't innovative, but sometimes innovation doesn't always lead to a good thing. Or in this case, like especially when your competitors are realizing there's not much of a need to go that far yet. Case in point with the PlayStation, Sega's head start on the technology is just like PlayStation pissed on the back of their heads.
Not to mention, even outside of like the business aspect, like the need to make technical advancements, you're giving devs little to no time to actually understand the technology to make something that can work in all aspects of it. You know, people are making a game for the Sega CD, and like halfway through development, so we're also announcing a 32X, and we'd like you to add something for 32X. Why? I don't understand. I'm barely just scratching the surface on how the CD works, that sort of thing, and like.
Sony themselves will make that mistake again with the Vita too. Ironically, like Vita cartridges were apparently programming for the Vita was actually really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you said the Vita, PlayStation 3.
I was gonna say, the PS3. That was a notorious problem with that system. Was that they said it was very hard to develop. A lot of multi-platform games were comparatively worse than the PlayStation 3s because the devs didn't know how the fucking PS3 ran or how it worked. You know,
and not for nothing, like their biggest fuck up with that system to me still remains to this day. Why the fuck, in a new age of technology, they thought FAT32 was the ideal file saving system?
Oh man, probably should have. Maybe our friend Experiment might be able to delve into that because that guy knows everything. I swear.
Well, they probably tried to pull the Nintendo and use something that had been around for a while, so they figured, well, this is familiar. We'll be able to work this. And it's like, no, but you have to work it with everything else, and you gotta make it be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad future proofing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's future proofing if it A lasts, and B, you're assuming that the technology is only gonna move to a certain amount.
Yeah.
But it's exponential. It blasts ahead. The first thing they do is when they make something, the first thing they do is they put two of them together, and they're gonna keep doing that, and it just goes up exponentially. It's like, all right, we finally understand the PS3, but we're way past it. We had to develop new technologies to go past it, and now we don't even use it anymore.
Which is why I'm glad that by this point I'm buffering to like save states to make it easier for me to edit.
Okay.
Because when you pause the game, the audio cuts out completely, so I'll know looking at the audio track for the gaps.
I'm a bat. Yeah. We have claws, not paws.
Look at me, Alfred. I'm a bat. I'm flying. Like you're more like you're bouncing like a hyperactive child, Master Bruce.
We.
If you were more enthusiastic about your Wii's, maybe you would have gotten over the power and stats faster.
Oh my god.
They won't forgive me, Alfred.
Because Bruce Wayne is loaded, obviously, he struck me more as a Panasonic 3DO guy. He was probably one of like the only three people in the United States that had a 3DO.
Yeah, he had a DD64.
A DD6? Oh, was that for the 64?
Wasn't that the disc drive?
It was the disc drive. Yeah.
Weren't there? There were like 3 U.S. editions.
Was it? Did it even come out in the U.S.? I thought it was Japan.
No, it never actually came out. But there were 3 U.S. units made.
Bruce Wayne actually got the exclusive Pocket Station GFs in Final Fantasy VIII, like on the PlayStation 1.
It's called the Wonder Swan.
It's gonna be the talk of the town. Just give it a few more years.
Don't worry. When the Virtual Man comes out, it will be much better.
It's not the Virtual Boy is not a Digimon, Master Bruce. It's going
to Alfred, give me my eye drops.
Well, you would think Batman would have some technology to counteract the ill effects of the Virtual Boy, but apparently not.
There's a Alfred walks in with the silver tray, but it's got eye drops and Excedrin.
At the end of the day, Batman is only human. And fuck, man, I'm only human too. With how much I just want to get the fuck out of here. I'm still in the sewer, dude. Like we're still.
Oh my god, this is wild.
This is like, and this is me editing out all the failed attempts, of which there are so many of. Like it took.
You look like you look like you're surfing on a booger.
Yeah, it looks like I'm surfing down my fucking entrails. Is what it feels like, dude.
All right, so Booger Man playthrough when?
Oh God, never.
Whenever you touch it,
you can pick at that one. But I would never be asked. You can't get my ass to play Booger Man.
Booger Man? Come on, that's good stuff. We'll play that in Earthworm Jim.
I was like, to me,
I could stomach Earthworm Jim.
No, yeah, I could. Yeah, I can play. I mean, I'm not actually a big fan of Earthworm Jim. I never liked Earthworm Jim.
Neither am I, but I could at least stomach a playthrough of it.
Yeah, like the only thing I ever liked about Earthworm Jim was the sprite quality. I thought that game looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, so we're at the boss of this. Do you remember that scene where the penguin decided, yeah, I'm gonna ask Skynet for a Terminator head?
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
And Masuka, what the fuck is this?
Holy!
Remember that mask from Final Fantasy IV? This is what it looked like when it was fully put together.
Mask, yeah, but without any of the circuitry intro. So no, like I think so. Like to legitimately answer this, I think what they're going for is like a metallic version of the motorcycle skeleton heads, the guys who run the bikes.
Oh, okay.
And that sort of thing. However, it doesn't look nearly as wide or as goofy. This is just a fucking Terminator head.
By the way, this is the worst circus ever. Yeah. What the hell does this have to do with the circus?
I have no idea. That said,
Carnivals of Fear.
Skull guys.
A carnival of fear is something entirely different with a different purpose than just a carnival to entertain children.
Yeah,
like sometimes you do it just to scare the shit out of people.
That said, the boss is gracefully a victory lap. It is a pretty easy boss because it only has one attack, and it's the eye lasers. But they're always released at set intervals. So once you get a feel for the rhythm, it's just a matter of moving left and right and dodging it.
Oh, okay.
Then the more damage you do to it, you'll eventually damage its eyes, and then it can only shoot one laser as opposed to two, which does like kind of throw you for a loop because it does delay the attack, so it does fuck with your rhythm. But once you understand that there's a delay because of the eye being destroyed, you get back into the swing of things immediately. Yeah, so thankfully the boss is pretty easy. We were already in the fucking sewers.
I know. What do you mean into the sewers? Back in the sewers. We're still here.
Act 4, still in the sewers.
Yeah, we're still here.
Still in this. It does look like he's jerking up.
Yeah, see, that's a leprechaun.
Yeah. So penultimate stage.
This guy was a boss.
We're almost done. So it should be said, the Sega Genesis version, the original version of this game, is just this stuff. It's just the platforming stuff. And funnily enough, the Sega CD version actually gives you the option.
Like, oh fuck you, buddy.
in the options screen, you can set it so that you only have to play the driving stages, or you only have to play the platforming stages. If you just want to play, if you just want to play the Sega Genesis game, you can go to the options and set it to the platform levels only. I thought he really is just fucking wanking.
He really
is. But so you can set it to where you just want to play the platforming levels, or you can set it to where you only play the driving levels. If you set it to full game, you got to do both. And also something I probably should have mentioned in part 1, but oops. This is one of those games where you have to play on normal to actually finish it. If you play on what the game calls training mode, which is the easy mode, it only lets you play a few stages before it takes you back to the title screen.
Okay.
It's common practice for a lot of games around that time to do that.
I don't mind that. I don't like when you don't get it all unless you play it on hard.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like if you have to play it on normal to get the full ending, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, see, Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo, I think, hid the best ending behind hard difficulty.
You still got the ending. I think you got more cutscenes and images.
You got more cutscenes. Well, the ending was a cutscene, I believe.
Yeah.
The ending was a cutscene. And I think the only benefit from playing on Mania, which was the hardest difficulty, was that you got that true hero image of Batman like towards the end of the game,
which I never did.
I did it for SGB actually. The Batman Returns playthrough we did for the first Battleathon was on Mania. I love Batman Returns on the SNES. I fucking love that game to death, and
it's so good.
I mean, I struggled with it a bit, obviously, because Mania is legit really fucking frustrating. But I wanted to do that because like I wanted to show that I really do love this game.
I think Batman Returns and Gradius 3 were the first 2 games I ever streamed.
Really?
Yeah, I needed to test.
You were talking about how you won't do Mania mode on Batman Returns. I won't play arcade difficulty on Gradius 3. Like,
yeah, that I do.
I can't.
I do that.
It's too much.
I do that, and then I've beat it on arcade mode.
Yeah.
So then it loops back around, and it's harder.
Yeah.
And I've beaten
Jesus Christ. So yeah, this is the guy on stilts from the beginning of the movie. This guy is pretty simple. The only thing I don't like about him is that he can just spawn directly underneath Batman. So
what I'm not liking is the way fire attack.
Yeah, the way he was just like, but a pretty easy mini boss. Because there are some bosses that I've demonstrated earlier, and that boss specifically, where if you just fucking mash the attack button next to them, you can out damage them before they kill you, and it's a viable strat.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I thought you just fell and died.
No, so I thought so. I found this by accident. Because it looks like it's a pit, but it's actually a hidden treasure trove of goodies that you can pick up.
Oh, I thought he was losing stuff.
You know, it's fucking. Yeah, I know, because he's falling a deep distance.
He's falling, and then like things were falling.
No, he played the Song of Time, and as he's falling down, he's losing all of his stuff that he had to go back and get.
What the hell just happened there?
I clinged on to the pipe with my grappling hook, and I tried to yoink myself up, but then Batman went right. Instead of up. So the thing I really hate about the grappling hook that I really should have said this in part 1 because I try and demonstrate it as early as then. So you remember in, again, to mention the Super Nintendo game again, you had a grappling hook in that one, and you can spam that shit on ceilings if you wanted to. That's how you were able to. Like,
it was in the side-scrolling segment.
Yeah, the side-scrolling segments. You can basically Spider-Man that shit. If you're really button mashy. The grapple hook, you cannot do that in this version of the game. You use it once, and you can only use it once per swing.
But then in this one you can swing, right? Because you couldn't swing in the Super Nintendo one.
You can swing. You can swing in the Super Nintendo.
Could you swing?
Yeah. Remember the fiery apartment level? You had to do that in order to avoid the fire pits.
Oh, I always shot it on an angle, and then I would sort of like fall forward and then shoot it again.
And you mash, but you can swing.
Yeah, that would mash. I never actually held it. Okay.
In this game, you can swing from the grapple once. After that, it retracts, and you can't fire it again until you land on the ground. Like, you can't do the Spider-Man thing with Batman, which I guess like, Batman's not Spider-Man, but it's like, fuck you, Batman's Batman.
Batman does whatever a bat can.
What does Bat
do? He can't see.
Anyway, so this encounter with the Penguin is ripped right. So I had no idea that the developers of Mega Man X6 were a fan of Sega CD, Batman Returns, because this is just gate. So a Penguin will fly to different platforms, and then he'll shoot his umbrella at you at set angles, so you can just stand under him and be safe. He doesn't do that much damage on contact. That fucking toxic bazooka on the bottom right, though, will fucking two-shot you. Wow. So you want to stick to the left side of the screen. And if you have any like homing batarangs around this point, that they are a godsend for this, because they do all the work for you. I thought the sewers was the Penguin's lair. It's just more into the sewers.
He had like the icy place within the sewers,
Arctic World,
where he died.
His base was was in the sewers below Arctic World, an abandoned amusement park, or at least a zoo, I think it was.
Where he died and bled out. And probably the most gruesome thing we've ever seen in a Batman movie.
Like I gotta. One of my favorite quotes from Kevin Smith on this podcast was that they made a Happy Meal out of this movie.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is just shortly after the era where we had RoboCop cartoon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was two RoboCop cartoons.
Yeah, there was the Canadian one and an American one, I think.
Yeah.
The real cartoon one that fucked me up was the Beetlejuice cartoon.
But you see, Beetlejuice, I mean, to be fair,
let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase a bit. Beetlejuice, the cartoon, is just fine, when you don't watch the source material.
Yes.
You have watched the source material. It's rather awkward to kind of enjoy. Because now I'm looking at Lydia and Beetlejuice working side by side, like, guys, you remember what the original show was about?
Yeah, I do agree. Like, I always found it weird in retrospect why the Beetlejuice and Lydia dynamic was so radically altered for the cartoons. Like, why not just have it to be a different girl? Why does it have to be Lydia?
Yeah, it could have just been Beetlejuice in the other world, and he meets a character or something.
Yeah,
like you could have
make it a girl from like Beetlejuice, like from the other side, like the underworld or some other shit. Why specifically Lydia? They hated each other in the movie.
Yeah, it could have been Idol. AIDYL.
Well, when you're talking about the cartoons, there was a Rambo cartoon.
Yeah, yes, there was a Rambo cartoon. You're right about that.
Oh, there was a Rambo. I don't remember it. I think it was after Rambo 2. I'm trying to remember. But either one of those movies to make a kids movie out of is kind of wild.
Yeah.
You cannot react well enough to this shit fast enough to do this shit at the game.
And you hit the nail on the head earlier. This place has ice physics. This place has ice physics. Tiny platforms that also have ice physics.
Oh my god,
they're seeing here, and also
chucking those things at
you. You saw the stalagmites, the icicles on the floor are dangerous. The ones on the ceiling are not.
What?
Huh? Yeah, the ones on the ceiling.
The stalagmites won't hurt you, but that stalagmites.
Yeah.
What kind of bass-ackwards thing is that?
And this fucked with me like on my first practice run of this level because I assumed they look sharp. That the ceiling was a no-no zone. I can't touch it. But then I rub against it multiple times. Like, I'm not taking damage from this. It's just a prop. It's fake.
New spikes.
This is rubber ice. Mr. Freeze is here the entire time.
Rubber ice. I just heard that.
You can touch the ceiling just fine. You can't touch the floor though. Like, whatever.
I mean, the floor one makes sense. Like, I would just think both of them.
I don't know.
It's reasonable people would think both of them.
We're getting close to the end here, though. So this is an autoscroll sequence. You have three icebergs. You got enemies appearing from all three of them. You have no time to react to when an enemy spawns on one, though. They come out in like 2 frames, as I'm going to demonstrate here. I think the one in the center is going to be popping up. So there's one on the right. So it's like 3 frames to react to it, and then you got to get the fuck out because they damage you on contact. But it's also like, man, I don't care. I'm just gonna bite the damage and just
at this point you just tank through it and hope you get a health drop or something.
And I have so many batarangs. I have 69 actually, as a matter of fact. In the bottom right there.
Nice.
Oh, now I got 64. It's not nearly as funny. Fuck.
That isn't funny. That sucks.
Batarang 64.
Batarangs, like, don't sleep on batarangs. There's one thing I can, if you are gonna play this game, if you want any advice from me that in retrospect I probably should have taken more advantage of, is batarangs, because it's a long distance option and they do a lot of damage. And you know, you don't have to,
I thought you were using them more often than not because I was like thinking to myself, this probably could have avoided properly if you just like evaded it.
My problem ultimately was I was too conservative and I wanted to keep them for boss fights for reasons like this specifically. So this is the penultimate boss. This is Penguin in his duckmobile. And I went far enough to the right to load the model in, to load the hitbox in, and then I immediately went left so I can just throw batarangs from here and like cheese them. The only thing you have to avoid are the penguins.
I was gonna say, and
it works.
You get like 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah, you get like 3 because the batarangs go through the penguins. The penguins are impervious.
Oh, they are going through.
Yeah,
okay.
You cannot destroy the penguins.
Batman's that kind of runs counter focus to the game.
Batman's many things, but he's not a monster.
This is,
well, I thought we were here to destroy penguins, so
I'm guessing the what is it? The animal rights?
PETA.
PETA? Yeah, I'm guessing PETA got on them for that one.
Well, no, actually, there were complaints from, I think, animal rights activists when Batman Returns was coming out because a lot of the penguins in that movie were like folks in suits or animatronics, but they did use actual penguins for some establishing shots, and it's like, why'd you put fucking like prop rockets on these guys? Do they know what they're doing?
you know the rockets aren't real.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like they're not real rockets, guys. But all right, so this is it. This is the final boss of the game. It's Danny DeVito in a fucking onesie.
Dude, it fucking kills me that you're still gonna shoot bats.
Yeah,
that's like, funnier that you're just shooting it with like a fucking swarm of bats.
Yeah, because not for like those are live bats. So Batman's keeping live bats in his utility belt for just an occasion, you know. So he really is this having.
Are you stuck?
Prepared. No, I was to go into the actual fight itself. So Penguin only has one attack, and it's his umbrella projectiles. He shoots 2 beams at you. The white beam stun locks you, freezes you in place. Doesn't do any damage, but it freezes you in place, so that you're a sitting duck for the following shot, the red shot, which will damage you. It does like a third of your health. So you want to avoid getting hit by the white beam at all. However, the white beam can be neutralized. If you throw a projectile at it, it goes away.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you can do the same with the red projectile. But
oh my god,
yeah, it makes it easier to avoid. I think we just
congratulations, you let a man drown.
Which I think, well, he just needs.
He was dead.
Yeah, he just needs a glass of ice water. He
was already dead. By the way, do we never kill? I guess we didn't actually do it in the movie, but we never really encountered Shrek in this. Not Swamp Shrek.
They couldn't. No, Max Shrek.
Batman Returns Sega CD to the Funko Land.
Not Shrek the Swamp Ogre. Shrek the Vampire.
look at his face. Am I seeing like? I think I'm looking at the face wrong.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing him going. Ooh.
Yeah, his it does look like his mouth is a little agape.
Yeah.
He looks like he shit his pants, and he's like, "Ooh, I hope nobody smells that."
Well, if he's on top of a fucking skyscraper, if people can smell it, he's got bigger problems. But,
I made a bad dookie.
So that's it. That's the end of the game. The only thing the Sega CD version of this game does not carry over from the Genesis original, as I was looking up, is the credit sequence in the Genesis game is actually the final encounter against Catwoman. But it's kind of a nothing encounter. It's a fight that you're doing as, you know, it's very Devil May Cry, where you're doing a combat section while the credits are rolling.
Okay.
But it's a fight that you don't really lose. It's really hard to lose, but it's just kind of like thematically appropriate, you know, because Catwoman doesn't die in Returns. You know, she gets away after giving Shrek the sloppy jalopy with the taser. But the Sega CD version decides to axe that completely, and it just ends with a penguin fight. Batman looking out in the distance with that impressive bat codpiece. I can't look away, dude. That
I know it's kind of hard to not see it.
That bulge is immaculate.
It's the entrance to the Batcave.
Also, I want to point out the credits said in alphabetical order, and it's not in alphabetical order. I'm assuming maybe someone missed the memo or some other shit right there.
Maybe the alphabetical order is their jobs.
Yeah.
Like all the assistants were first.
Maybe I'm just missing something. But that's it, folks. That's it. That's the end of Batman Returns on Sega CD. Outside of the technical feat of the Batmobile sections, which again, to give credit, they are really cool to look at, but they go on fucking too long. They don't control that very well. There are better Batman Return games out there, like the Super Nintendo game that we mentioned like 7 times already. We keep mentioning it because it just is the best Batman Returns game.
It's just that good.
Yeah, like it is a fantastic, like it's mindless and repetitive, but it's a beat 'em up. They were all like that around that time.
Yeah.
But it's got good feel-good combat, it's got a magnificent soundtrack. It's just categorically the best Batman Returns game. And there are several other Batman Returns games that we haven't we're not going to be doing them for this Batathon.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was an NES version of the game. There was an Atari Lynx version of the game. I think there was a Master System Game Gear version, which I'm not bothering with personally.
Yeah, there's some of them we don't really need to.
But, you know, of the main console versions of the game, you really don't need to play any of them other than the Super Nintendo game. But that game is just aces, and I heavily recommend it. This game, this is not for me. I would probably put it up there with Revenge of the Joker, as in, did I enjoy my time with this? And the answer is no. Like, I was able to finish this at least. You know, the bosses didn't give me nearly as much shit as the Joker did in the Genesis game. It's just everything else was just a pain in the ass to get through, or a slog. And the worst thing a game could do is bore me. I hate being bored in a game, because that, to me, you failed on a fundamental level as to why I play video games in the first place. I want to be entertained, and that is not very entertaining.
Yeah,
this
even if
doesn't
it's
fire
bad.
off my door rods. No.
Well, that said, unless we have anything else we want to talk about, we're going to call it a wrap there for Batman Returns on Sega CD. Well, on the next
What if I did have something to talk about?
Did you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, regarding the Shy Guys in Paper Mario, do you think General Guy was the actual... Do you think it was actually General Guy that was the real Nazi and the red guy just got duped? Or is it like a case of you knew what you were walking into?
They were just doing their job.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, personally speaking, if you follow a Nazi and do what the Nazi tells you, you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Bingo. Okay, thank you.
So anyway, that'll make more sense in Paper Mario, which is resuming this weekend. So we hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. When we next meet up for the Batathon Returns, get your sunglasses, and there's going to be epilepsy warnings up the wazoo because we are playing Batman Forever, the arcade game.
The guy thought you were going to use that way to introduce my time to play Origins. I'm like, wait, hold on. Firefly's not the first boss.
Like, we played 2 games. All right, Matt, you're up. It's like, fuck. All right. And one more round of patron shout-outs to wrap up the playthrough. And as always, thank you all for tuning in and watching. And we hope you enjoyed yourselves. It's been really fun. I've been finding it pretty fucking enjoyable going to these old Batman games and either just talking Batman for like 30 to 40 minutes at a time, or just getting to experience shit that I've completely slept on my entire life. So shout outs to Matrone, Jordan, Prignon, Nasenda, Allens33025, Julian Reviews, Crimson Eye 64, Zets278, Shadow Nexa, Martina McBride, Joel Teotihuaco, is that Teotihuaco, Pablo Vallejo, I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that name, or Vallejo, Mr. Fucking hell, dude. I'm certainly not a credit to my race. Mr. Finally for today, Mr. Zarzas. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. We'll see you guys for the Batman Forever, the arcade game playthrough. And just a heads up, bring your fucking sunglasses, guys. 'Cause holy shit.